If you're exhausted, but your mind refuses to sleep, this isn't about insomnia. It's not about stress, routines, or doing something wrong. Because the night doesn't scare you. It exposes you. You lie there in the dark, and the world feels different. Not louder, not scarier, just more honest. The quiet doesn't comfort you. It opens something you've learned to keep closed during the day. You've tried everything. The breathing exercises, the podcasts, the herbal teas that promise rest. But sleep isn't something you can negotiate with. It comes when it wants to, or it doesn't come at all. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you've started to wonder if maybe you don't actually want it to come. Because the night is when you finally stop performing. During the day, you're efficient. You answer emails. You smile at the right moments. You carry conversations that feel like they matter, even when they don't. But when everyone else is asleep, when the performance ends, you're left with the person you've been avoiding all day. And that person has questions you don't know how to answer. This didn't start recently. You've always been like this, haven't you? Even as a child, you stayed awake longer than you should have. Not because you were afraid of the dark, but because you were afraid of what happened when you closed your eyes. The day would end, and you weren't ready for it to. There were things left unfinished. Things left unsaid. And if you fell asleep, they would just be gone. So you taught yourself to stay awake, to hold on a little longer, to keep the day alive in your mind, replaying conversations, rewriting moments, imagining different outcomes. Sleep felt like giving up, like letting go of control, and you couldn't afford that. You still can't. People tell you that insomnia is a symptom, that if you fixed your stress, your schedule, your habits, the sleep would follow. But they don't understand. For you, sleeplessness isn't the problem. At some point, sleeplessness stopped being something that happened to you, and became something you did to protect yourself. It became the adaptation. It's what happens when you've spent so long believing that if you relax, if you let your guard down, something will slip through the cracks. That the moment you stop watching, stop thinking, stop holding everything together, something will go wrong. And you'll be the one who wasn't paying attention. You're not afraid of the night. You're afraid of what you'll miss if you're not awake for it. So you lie there, staring at the ceiling, checking your phone, scrolling through things that don't matter, just to keep your mind occupied. Because if your mind is busy, it can't turn inward. It can't ask you why you feel this way. It can't remind you of the things you've been running from. The exhaustion is real. You feel it in your body, in the way your thoughts slow down, in the heaviness behind your eyes. But the exhaustion isn't enough. It never is. Because somewhere deep inside, you've learned that rest isn't safe. That the moment you stop watching, the moment you stop thinking, something will go wrong. And you'll be the one who let it happen. This is what happens when vigilance becomes identity. When staying awake stops being a choice and starts being who you are. You don't sleep because sleep requires trust. Trust that the world will still be there when you wake up. Trust that you won't lose something important while your eyes are closed. Trust that you're allowed to let go. And you don't trust that. You tell yourself it's temporary. That once things calm down, once life gets easier, you'll sleep better. But things never really calm down, do they? There's always something else. Another worry. Another deadline. Another reason to stay awake, just a little bit longer. And maybe that's the point. Maybe you've built a life that doesn't allow for rest, because rest would force you to confront what you've been carrying. The grief you never processed. The anger you swallowed. The loneliness you dressed up as independence. The night knows. And you know it knows. So you stay awake. Not because you want to, but because it's the only way you know how to be. The only way that feels like you're still in control, even if that control is just an illusion. And when the sun finally rises, you'll get up. You'll function. You'll do it all over again. Because that's what you do. You survive the night. You endure the tiredness. You carry the weight of being the person who never rests. And tomorrow night, you'll lie there again, staring at the ceiling, waiting for sleep that may or may not come. knowing that even if it does, it won't be enough. Because the problem was never the sleep. It was always the letting go.